See, today we say that many paradigms have shifted in many parts of business. So one of the things that relates to marketing, one has to understand how businesses work. Now, earlier probably a lot of silos were there. There's sales, marketing. There's the the people who deliver the value, either be it a product or service. So now with changing paradigm, one thing that I see very clearly is now the roles are getting blurred. Now where does, say for example, a product company or a service company, where does their value end, their work end, and where does the sales and marketing or marketing begin? Like if you take any new age business now, which is online and technology enabled, in the delivery, not only the delivery of the value, but also what the customer experiences as the prime value which she's paying for. So now the technology is the one that seems to link the various silos together, and it does not matter, as was mentioned, if chief digital officer is that what the role is a chief marketing officer, or is it a chief product marketing officer. So these lines are getting very, very blurred. So the journey of the buyer is being touched at various points by almost all important functions of the business. So that is the challenge. Probably some of the fear that some of us feel in adopting technology is because now where do you draw the lines? Are we stepping on each other's toes? And then how do we work with each other? Traditionally, there have been rivalries. There have been, saying, you do that, that's your job. You do this, this is not my job. So now that is where probably some of the hesitancy or the unclarity lies. Where does my role end, and where does the person who's creating the value in the business end? For example, let's say an online store. Unless, say, if I go online, buy something, the system remembers what I bought, what I liked, what's in my basket, what's my browsing history, etc., etc. Now, is that done by the marketing team, or is it part of the value of the whole business itself? So that is a big shift. I think we need to watch out and understand a bit more, rather than saying that okay, now technology is something that is separate, that we bring in, and then that somehow helps us market or sell better. So it is the entire tapestry of how the story is told, how the value is delivered. So these are all bits and pieces that have to come together. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges in front of us as marketeers, and that is part of the new paradigms that we're not only living in, but we're creating for the future.
Thanks, Ajay. I think you brought out a very, very important point in terms of the customer journey, and a very big enabler in bridging the customer journey and the organization journey is definitely a technology, the right technology usage, the right kind of technology intervention, and it has to be just the right intervention. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine went to Dubai and was shopping for electronics, and he was getting certain price on certain items. And traditionally, we as Indians, we reach out to these destinations as a great shopping destination. My friend immediately logged on to Flipkart, compared the price, and to his surprise, found the price at Flipkart much more better with the same model, same version. So he just ordered on Flipkart there. He said, that's the convenience that I get. I don't need to have all the hassles of packing, carrying the entire stuff to my home. It will reach my home as I reach my destination in India. So that's the difference. That's the shift that we are talking about in consumer mind space with the advent of technology revolution that has hit us and that is evolving. I must say every hour, if not every minute of the day. With this, I'll request Naitik to share his views.
Thank you. I think I'll probably put few points across. I come from the B2B space, and we look very keenly to look at what's happening in the technology front on the B2C front. And I think the B2C industry has always been leading the B2B in terms of marketing. The FMCG marketing is way out, closer to the consumer compared to the B2B industry or the IT industry or the technology industry. So there are a couple of points that I'd like to share. One is that what we're trying to do or what we're trying to achieve is to bring or get as close as possible to the consumer and go one step beyond and give him the experience that the brand would like to promise or bring forth. There are a few things that are happening internal to the organization. There are a few things that's happening outside. I think I'll go from the outside inside. On the outside world, probably as Gaurav had mentioned, there are close to about 2,000 plus technology vendors that provide some kind of a solution or other to the marketing function. As a marketeer, I think it's a nightmarish challenge to figure out which of these 2,000 service providers that we need to look up to help make our lives easy. On the other hand, some report says that at the max, not more than 8 or 10 of these are adopted by a typical organization. So with that, we have two options. We have the up-end option, which is a license-based product that we can go and buy out, or we can look at the open source platform to get the same thing at almost free of cost to zero cost. That's one point that we need to choose. The diversity available to the marketeer today is mind-boggling. The other point I would like to share is that within the organization has, as probably mentioned by the panelists, has changed tremendously. The organization from its earlier siloed or semi-siloed structure has now started to, I'm seeing it myself, huddle close to one another. The head of HR sits very closely with head of marketing, and the head of marketing sits very closely with the CTO, the CIO, to figure out how best, and same with the sales, to figure out how closely as a group we can bring out a single cohesive voice. Earlier it was marketing that was pushing out messages. Today actually the brand is getting co-created by the customer, and marketing is actually following that brand with the customer leading the brand. So net, I think the world has changed quite a lot. The tools available to us have also changed phenomenally. I think putting this mix right and delivering value for our customers is what all of us are trying to achieve. Thanks for the moment.
Thank you. Ravindra?
Well, when I look at the shifting sands of marketing today, it reminds me of the game that we used to play, Prince of Persia. You turn around every corner and a new challenge is awaiting you. You don't know what's going to be about, and how do you address that challenge? So we have been talking about globalization earlier, a few years. Now we are talking about Googleization. We are talking about Facebookization. We are talking about Twitterization. So everything we do in marketing, from understanding the customers, communicating with them, and connecting with them, all of these things have become now at Twitter speed. We have seen the positives of what marketing can achieve with technology. There are also a lot of threats that come up to the brand because of all this instantization, or I would say instantization of communication. A recent example about a celebrity saying out something and many brands getting affected because of that, because of the huge backlash that happened on social media, is an example of the kind of challenges marketing is facing today in protecting their brand. So I think that's also a major point that we should pay attention to on how to counter that. So I would say another place that marketing makes a big difference other than the traditional role is also defining how the company goes to market. For example, many years ago, when we are selling a product, a software, it goes as a packaged product. Today, the products have become services when we talk about software as a service. So how do you sell that? How do you package that? How do you show the value to the customer? And again, there are like 2,000 odd, I would say, platforms available for you to reach out to the customer. You're vying for their mind space, and all of this at Twitter speed. So I think that these are the challenges that we are currently facing in the Twitterized world, as I would call it.
Great point, guys. You know, just to pick up on what has been added by the panelists over here. So we all agree there has been a shift in marketing, the way we market, the way, you know, we talk to the customers right now. And I would go to an extent to say marketing has not been confined as of now just to be within the organization. Your consumers have become your marketers. They are your brand ambassadors. No more a customer listens or, you know, agrees to what a marketer has to say. He listens to and agrees to what a co-customer has to say. It's become more like a karma, you know. You do good and good things will be spoken about. You do bad, bad things will be spoken about. And at times, just like karma, you don't know why certain things are happening back to you, though you're doing everything good. Like in case of Snapdeal, just to add on to what you say, it's not their fault, right? But they have to because of something that happened. Adding on one more example over here, my personal experience. At the beginning of the month, I was in Goa for one of the conferences, and we spent like 5 days over there. And it's being Goa, you obviously have to extend there by a couple of days. So a bunch of people, we stayed back. We checked out of Grand Hyatt, of course, because we were paying it personally. So we had to move to Baga, checked into a resort, spent 2 days, spa and everything else. It was an excellent resort. Just next to the beach, good shacks, good food, good ambience. I came back home, spend some time with my brother, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to Goa next week. I was like, yeah, excellent, where are you going to stay? He was like, I'm going to stay somewhere near Kalanguda Baga. I was like, check out this resort, I've stayed there, 3,500 per night, excellent resort, good amenities, you should stay there. He was like, yeah, I'll check out. Next day I come in, he was like, I've booked my resort. I was like, which one? He was like, XYZ. I was like, why not this? He was like, it didn't have good reviews on TripAdvisor. I was like, I'm your brother, you don't trust me, you trust somebody who's using a TripAdvisor. So that's the kind of impact that technology is having, the way we are consuming information, the way we are using this information to make decisions. We as marketeers and brands, we don't want to go out with what we have to say. We want consumers generated, crowdsourced generated content. Just to add on to one more example, I was driving back home just last night and listening to some local radio station, and there was an ad which played by Pons. Now I was surprised they were not selling anything. They were not promoting anything. All they wanted to do was tell people to go to Dub Smash. They have uploaded the latest tune of like Googly Woogly something, and then you make your video and post it on Facebook Pons page. That's the kind of engagement. So it's all boils down now to how do you keep the customers sold, how you keep them engaged. They no longer want to know the products and the features. There is enough channels for them to find this information out on their own through TripAdvisor and anything else. They want the customers to be engaged. They want the content to be created by the customer, which is trusted by the other customer. But one thing I found it very unique, while we all talk about digital marketing and technology and all, especially in India, and I'm sure in many other countries, people still use traditional mediums like a radio to talk about a campaign which is digital. So we cannot completely, rule out the traditional medium of communication, be it your daily newspapers or radio channels or TV for that matter, because the way, we will consume information is completely different. If digitalization was the future and everything, we would not be sitting here face to face. We would have been doing this by video conference call, right? So I think yes, there has been a shift, but the shift is happening at a tremendous pace. The shift is affecting everybody, be it your marketer, your consumer. So I'm a marketer, I'm a consumer, I'm a brand ambassador, I'm everything for my company right now. At the same time, my consumer is my brand ambassador as well. So I think that sums it up from my side.
Fair enough. So I completely agree with what you said. In the B2B space, we see the shift has happened. In India, it cannot be completely digital, because when it comes to digital, I think some of us have faced this problem. When we sit for our annual budget, we have a social, we have a digital, we have a pay-per-click and a SEO budget. Our CEO will question us, how do you show me ROI on digital? Technology, tools, all of that is there, but attribution models are not matured enough to give us an exact ROI on our digital efforts. Somebody looks at a media ad on Facebook, and then using his office laptop, he buys something. That disconnect is in the attribution model. So digital, though it's doing good, we cannot completely forget our traditional channels, especially in a country like India. The attribution challenge, explaining what technology can do to break silos between sales, marketing, product, delivery groups, and internal communications with HR, it is a huge challenge. Organizations in India are currently in the Outlook mail merge, spray and pray, batch and blast phase. To move such an organization, if it's a large organization, committing to Marketo or Eloqua, a large tool, is tens of thousands of dollars per year. How do you convince your CEO, your board, to give you budgets? How do you prove technology is worth it? How do you prove ROI on your digital campaigns, on your media campaigns, that's online digital media, programmatic buying, DSPs, those kind of things? That is a challenge each one of us is going to face in the next couple of years. We have to figure out which set of technology, which channels, how do we want to scale, which channels, when, how do we stagger channels, how do we stagger communications, how do we set up our communication. There are tools which monitor your web pages for heat maps. Crazy Egg is one of them. The kind of granularization in technology is something that we have to look into. You need to know who's scrolling on your homepage, who is clicking on what link, and what is the frequency of visits. Are you getting the same people back? Are you engaging them? Again, in the B2B space, it is still about fixing that meeting and meeting your prospect and converting him into a customer. Is your sales team talking the same language as your marketing communication? Is your pre-sales making your collaterals in the same tone? Are you using personas? Are you providing value at every touch point in the customer's buying journey? Are you talking in the same tone with a CIO and a delivery or a technical person? Then you're making a mistake. Are you bringing out the right value at the right time to the right people? Are you using technology as an enabler? And if you are, and if you have a good case, ask your CEO for more budgets.